Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt, I am the American-Canadian Gamer, and welcome to your weekly Q&A. The gameplay in the background is, of course, Path of Exile, a game that has been eating up so much of my time. This game is incredible, I absolutely love it to death. But we're not here for Path of Exile, we're here for questions, so let's go ahead and move on to our first question, which is from Ronald Creedler, who asks, what games are you most likely going to post on your channel for the Xbox One? Well, funny story about that, actually. For the past few weeks, my wife and I have been, well, broke. We have no money. We have literally $0 to our name. So I can't actually get the Xbox One. There's no money. I can't afford it. It's just, that's the reality of the situation. That's the reality of life, is just, we can't afford it. We can't do it, so I'm actually not going to have any Xbox One footage until Destiny comes out. Until next year, I'm not going to have anything for the Xbox One. What has happened now is I was going to get Call of Duty Ghosts for both PC and for Xbox One, and do my recording on the PC version and do game nights and other stuff on the Xbox One version, but now I can't even get the Xbox One. So what I'm doing is, I'm going to cancel my Xbox One pre-order, use the $50 that you had to put down on that, I'm going to transfer that over and use that for the PC version of Ghosts, so I can still do Ghosts. Battlefield's already paid for, so those are the two games I'm going to cover immediately when they release, are Ghosts and Battlefield. Those are what's coming up really soon, actually. So there's those, and then Titanfall's releasing, actually I don't know when Titanfall releases exactly, but it's coming out on PC. So I'm going to get on PC. I mean, they keep saying it's an Xbox exclusive. No, Titanfall is not an Xbox exclusive. It is on Xbox, and it is also on PC. You can get it through Origin, so I'm going to have it on PC. Because if I can play it on PC first, I will play it on PC. And then I won't need the Xbox One until Destiny, because I do have Destiny pre-ordered. I do have my beta code, so I will be able to participate in the Destiny beta. So I won't need the Xbox until the beta comes around, which is next spring. So really, there's not going to be any Xbox One footage, but my PC is more than capable of handling Ghosts. It can handle Battlefield 4, and it will be able to handle Titanfall. There's really no worries about that. My PC is pretty capable, so really no Xbox One footage is going to come anytime soon, just because there's no money for it. There's just no money for it. That's just how life is at times. You just gotta accept those realities. I really wish I would be able to get the Xbox, but even if I got the Xbox One, there's really nothing drawing me to it other than Ghosts, which I'm getting for PC anyways, so there's no reason for me to get it until Destiny anyway. So that's kind of a turn that it's taken. I was going to talk about that later, but fortunately this fine gentleman has asked this question that allowed me to reveal that information at this time. So no Xbox One for me, unfortunately, anytime soon, but I will probably get like a second wave release one down the road. Maybe they'll release a cheaper version that doesn't have a Kinect, which I'm maybe hoping for, which would be nice to have something that's $400 instead of $500. But as for now, no Xbox One. Still gonna get the game footage, just not on Xbox One, but they did say that the Call of Duty Ghosts clan system is cross-platform, so that clans can rank up and get all their stuff being on multiple platforms. So I'm probably going to start a Ghost clan that you guys can join, and then we can level that up and do all that kind of stuff with it. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, our second question comes from Omar Fuda, who says, "Hi Matt, what makes you rage during multiplayer, and what's the funniest moment in Halo 4? Stay awesome." Thank you, Omar. I will stay awesome. That sounds like a great plan. And as for my funniest moment in Halo 4, that's actually really easy to answer. That would be the time that I stopped my own assassination. So you can actually see this clip at the end of my multi-FPS montage, which I put up a couple days ago. You can go see this. It's the clip at the very end. And what happened was, Cheese Potato, who's been in my videos previously, tried to assassinate me, and I actually was able to turn around and melee him and get the Showstopper medal for my own assassination. And I know that sounds really weird and like impossible because the animation and everything, but here's something that you need to understand. I'm kind of East Coast Great Lakes area in Canada. Cheese Potato is Australian. So you could imagine how the ping difference between us would cause something like that, the latency between us. So he probably was well into his assassination by the time I turned around and punched him because I was host. So that kind of caused that, probably some lag issues, but either way, I did get the showstopper medal, and I did kill him while he was assassinating me. That is a great moment that I'm never going to forget, and I'm so happy that it happened. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. But as for what makes me rage during multiplayer, there's really not that much. I mean, I get angry at stuff, yeah, when I die, when I don't think I should have. I get angry, but I don't really rage like that. I don't really do that much. I mean, there's really nothing that sets me off. There's nothing that really sets me off. The closest I can really get is sometimes I can get aggravated at how arrogant people can be while playing, because when you're in a game and your team wins and the other team has people saying like, oh, we only lost because our team was horrible. Like, they're saying like, I'm good at this game, my team was just bad. That irritates me. And then the other thing that irritates me is when you have people that will always say good game, good job when they win, but when they lose, you don't get a peep out of them. And that kind of irritates me, that kind of unsportsmanlike conduct. You know, say good game, always GG after a match. That's always good if you have the capabilities. I know you don't always have your microphone on, but if you have the capabilities, GG after it. Say it's a good game. If you're on PC, type it out, you know, GG. And I try to be polite and try to wait for someone on the losing team to GG first, and I'll wait a few moments, but if nobody does, I'll say it after a few seconds. So that just kind of gets under my skin, but I don't really rage very often. I have rage quit in the past, and I have, you know, slammed my fist around, but it's usually because I've already had a bad day, and I shouldn't be playing anyways, so other than that, no, nothing really does. Nothing really does. And our last question comes from Chibster909, who asks, how do you think 343 did with Halo 4? Were they too late with the 4-shot BR? Should they have catered more towards veteran players? I think they were a little too late, but we're a good developer studio. One more thing, what was your favorite sniper in the Halo games? Mine is 4 because it had a nice echo and felt powerful, like most weapons. Well, Chipster, those are some good questions, but as for the sniper rifle, I'm assuming you're talking about the UNSC sniper rifle. Mine would have to be the Halo 2 version of the sniper rifle, because you could just pop out those shots really fast, and I just really loved that about it. You could just pop those shots out, and I just liked it. The UNSC sniper rifle has never really been my favorite. I've really always kind of preferred the Covenant variants of the sniper rifles, but Halo 2's among the human snipers is probably my favorite of them. But as for 343 and Halo 4, I think the game is a lot better than its reputation would say it is, and I think 343 is a much better studio than people think they are. I think 343 is a great studio. I think they are really good with polish. If there's anything they're good at, they can polish a game. They can get their sound right, their light assets, their textures. Everything they do in that aspect is absolutely phenomenal. They are just perfect when it comes to polish in a game. But I do think they did drop the ball on the balance of Halo 4 in its initial release. I think back when Halo 4 was first released, when it was pretty much DMR or bust, it was horrible in that balance aspect at that time, because it was pretty much, you use the DMR and you watch your kill-death ratio just skyrocket after that. I mean, the only reason to use anything else was for pretty much nostalgia of the battle rifle. There really wasn't a reason to use anything other than the DMR for quite a while. It was really the best weapon in the game at close, medium, and long range. It was such a powerful weapon back then. And I think after the big title update, the game played 100 times better. I think the balance now, while it's not perfect, and while the game's not perfect, I think now it plays 100 times better than it did when it first released. And I think that if the game was in the state that it is in now, when it first released, it would have retained a much higher population and a much better reputation over time, because what happened is, people played Halo 4, they gave it a shot, they realized that it had a lot of issues, and then they went back to Call of Duty, because Call of Duty released it around the same time. And I think that's really what happened. A lot of people shifted back to Call of Duty. And I actually think from a marketing standpoint, catering to the more veteran players would have been better than catering to the Call of Duty audience. Because obviously, after Bungie left, Microsoft really wanted to turn Halo into their Call of Duty. They really wanted to turn it into that killer app that it used to be, and they probably really pushed 343 in that direction. I think Microsoft had a big hand in this game, and a lot of people don't realize it. And the thing is that people are getting tired of that. People are getting tired of the loadout, level up and unlock, and kill streak system. They're getting tired of that. They really are. Call of Duty's really kind of worn out that novelty of that, because when Call of Duty 4 first came out, it was like, wow, you can level up, you can unlock, you can customize, you can call in an airstrike, you can call in a helicopter. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in a shooter, and now it's gotten so wide and so weird in some instances that we're just getting kind of tired of it. I love loadouts in games, I love kill streak systems, but I am also getting a little worn out on them, and I think if they catered more to veteran players, it would have been a better way to beat Call of Duty, because they could have offered a different experience. Because we've seen it with Medal of Honor Warfighter. You don't beat Call of Duty by trying to be Call of Duty. You beat Call of Duty by doing something different. If you're going to try and beat Call of Duty by offering a Call of Duty experience that isn't exactly like it, then people that want to play Call of Duty aren't going to play your game, they're going to play Call of Duty. But if you offer a different experience, then that can draw people in because it's something different, it's something they haven't really played. And a lot of people that are really Halo vets are people my age. I'm 24. People my age are really the people that started playing Halo when they were in their teens when it first released. And a lot of the younger generations now have had Call of Duty as their first really, big first-person shooter. And by trying to say, look, we're turning this game into one you already play, you should come play it and try it out instead, doesn't really work, because you could have marketed it as pretty much a new experience to them. And I think it really would have worked out better from a marketing standpoint to turn it more into Halo 3. And I love Halo 4 to death. I think it's a great game, but I do think it has a lot of issues, and I think it had a lot of publisher interference. I think it really did in the background. I really think it did, but 343 did drop the ball on the balance in the beginning. I think they really did, but I think they've learned a lot from this release. I think they've really, really, really learned a lot. I think they really have, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the next Halo, because I think the next Halo is going to be better for it. I think this has essentially been a stepping stone for 343 and their development of Halo 5. I think the next Halo game is going to be much better because of all the stuff that we've gone through with Halo 4. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Another episode of the weekly Q&A has come and gone. If you would like to submit a question to have it answered on this show, then please send your questions to ACQuestions@yahoo.com. ACQuestions@yahoo.com. Send an email with your question and it might get answered. It can be anything gaming related. It does not have to be Halo. And actually, I would preferably answer non-Halo questions. I really would. I want this to become a very wide spectrum show. I don't want this to be very Halo focused. Halo questions are okay, but I will be more likely to answer stuff that's more involved in the industry as a whole. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt, and I'll see you next time.